Hey all, I'm gonna run through a lesson on Julia. Not so much the finger picking part because I can't teach that. But it's that that finger picking style that Donovan taught to John, and it's the same one that John uses on a bunch of finger picked things like this one, Dear Prudence, a lot of stuff that he finger picks. His style, which is very different from Paul's. But anyway, you got the capo at the 3rd fret, and it's with a C shape. Right? So we are alternating bass lines on that C. And it's the C with the high E at the 3rd fret. And then the same thing with A minor 7. And then E minor. It's just an E minor with that high E at the 3rd fret still covered. The B note and the low E. Start again. Second time through it goes to a G with the B and E both at 3rd fret. So this is the start of the song proper, the first verse. C, A minor. That's a G minor 7. And then the high E 2 frets up from there. Then A7. Then F7 with the high E at the 3rd, 2 frets up. So it goes from an F7 with the high E covered at 3rd fret up to an F minor 7 with the high E covered 4th fret up. Then it starts over again. Actually, it goes into this part. Then A7. Then that F7 thing with the high E. You can definitely hear when he's doing those chords. So it is definitely a 7 chord. And then a minor 7. So it's this. To E minor G. That's her hair a floating sky. There you're into B minor, again alternating the bass notes. Back to C. A minor. So on that high E, you walk 3, 2. So that's an E minor, and the B string walks 3, 2, 1, 0. And on the bass line, you're just alternating on that one. See, that's believe it or not, the hardest chord in this is the A7. This one ain't easy either. In fact, if you listen to the anthology one, there's outtakes of John trying to master it. You can hear on the final version, I can hear it anyway, right halfway through sort of the first verse, there's a splice in there where they edited 2 takes together. So evidently he had trouble getting through the whole thing without messing it up, but that's the bulk of it, and I think the only thing that is left is when I cannot, just like the intro. So the only chord shapes are C, A minor, E minor, again with the high E at the 3rd fret, C, A minor, E minor, G, Julia, A minor, and then G minor 7, A7, then F7, and then F minor 7, C, A minor, E minor, G, C. Then there's that B minor to C to A minor, walk down that high E, then walk down the B on the E minor chord, oops, sorry, to A7, then and it ends on, what is that, C major 7, just a C with the B, B string open. Now for this, it's 2 fingers. Two fingers on that, and that's, I can't really teach it, but if you get the John Lennon finger picking pattern, it's routine. It just becomes sort of mechanical. The main thing, and John had trouble too if you listen to the outtakes, is making sure you're really pressing down the barred finger, especially to enunciate every note in it, especially that B, because that gets trapped under your fleshy part. So that's the one that you can go dink and not quite get it, you know, as robust as it ought to be. But other than that, it's really, once you know the chord shapes and you've got the capo in the right spot, it's fairly, the chords themselves are fairly elementary. If you have any trouble, let me know.